What's going on, everybody? Soliaka here, and I'm going to be talking about a candidate that is running for District 18 here. It's in a certain area, but before I talk about him, I'm going to just to let you know I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking as Florida Carry. I am speaking for myself first and foremost. But that being said, there is a constitutionalist running for District 18. And he's running against Brian Mast. His name is K.W. Miller. I'm going to put a lot of links in the description below so that you can check out his page. We're going to talk about a little bit about himself, and what I've learned. And I've kind of briefly talked back and forth with his committee. And, at this point, I'm going to be supporting this guy more than I'm going to be supporting Brian Mast. But we're going to get into some of this so that you can check out for yourself to see if he may be somebody that you would want to vote for if you live in the surrounding areas. To let you know, District 18, it covers it's basically up in Fort Pierce, and it runs all the way down to about West Palm. So if you're anybody in that area, if you're from that area, this is a guy that I would get behind, because first and foremost, he says he's a constitutionalist, so he's out there to protect not just our First Amendment, not just our Second, but all of our amendments. And, very crucial, because we have one in office, Brian Mast, not so much. So it covers from Fort Pierce all the way down to Palm Beach, if you're in that area. If you are interested in meeting this with K.W. Miller, he is having a meeting on January 30th from 6:30 p.m. till about 10 p.m. It is at the 19th hole at the Sandpiper Room on 2601 Southeast Morningside Boulevard, Port St. Lucie. It is $10. I'm sure this is going to his campaign fund, or there may be some food there. I'm not really sure what the $10 is for. But it is $10. I'm guessing it's going to be for his campaign, but I'm not 100%, so don't quote me on that. I just want you to be aware that it is $10, and it probably is going to a good cause. I'm not sure what it is, but like I said, it's $10. And this is a great way to meet him and actually ask him some questions and see if he is somebody that you would want to vote for. His key district issues, I'm going to be rolling clips on this. His key district issues is, first and foremost, it was protect the Second Amendment. It's also about healthcare. It's not just free healthcare. It's actually helping protect the elderly and making sure that they can sustain their golden years. I am going to try to have a meeting with him as well so that I can really get his 2A stance. Now I'm going to run another clip, another video. This is another issue that is actually dear to my heart. It's actually about cleaning up the water. The video is going to talk about Brian Mast and what he hasn't done and what K.W. Miller plans on doing. So don't forget, hit that like, share, and that subscribe button. There will be a lot of links in the description below. You're going to see K.W. Miller's his website, his Facebook, just about anything that I've got links to will be in the links below. So reach out to him, let him know that I sent you, all that good stuff, and we're gonna play this clip, and I'm gonna say solo yacker, deuces.
Hey everyone, Brennan Leslie here with Uncovering Southwest Florida. So U.S. Congressman Brian Mast seems to be on his own planet when it comes to solving our water quality crisis. He wrote a letter to the South Florida Water Management District urging them to hold off on all projects north of Lake Okeechobee so that all the focus will be on the Everglades Agricultural Area Reservoir south of the lake. So essentially, he wants to ignore cleaning the water that comes into the lake from the north even longer, meaning all future discharges will still have polluted water. His ideas go against just about every major stakeholder at the state and federal level. Right here on my phone, I hold a letter from Senators Rick Scott and Marco Rubio urging the South Florida Water Management District to go forward with all the projects because they know this isn't a one-solution-fix-all scenario. Nyla Pipes with One Florida Foundation agrees with the senators.
The University of Florida report on how to reduce the damaging discharges from Lake Okeechobee to the estuaries came out and said we need storage north, south, east, and west of the lake. And that just reconfirmed for all of us that have been involved with comprehensive Everglades restoration that the key word is comprehensive. Each and every one of the projects in the plan build upon each other. You're not going to get the results from the Everglades Agricultural Area Reservoir if you don't also have the storage and the cleansing north of Lake Okeechobee.
Nyla is a great person to trust and listen to. You know why? Because she's an actual advocate. She isn't collecting large checks from water groups. So there's no agenda besides the truth pushing her in this fight. If you ask the congressman, he will tell you he's worried about not enough funding going to the southern reservoir if we're doing other projects as well. But could you imagine your local county commissioners telling you they will only do one traffic project at a time? It's madness. It'll take forever to get everything done. There's nothing I love more than inconsistencies with our politicians. So I did some research on Mast. In 2017, he sponsored a bill supporting northern storage projects, directly contradicting his latest efforts not even 3 years later.
We're putting the cart before the horse. We're really working on the tail end of the system when what we need to be doing is stopping the flow into the lake. That's where we're going to see benefits for the lake itself, which is the heart of the entire Everglades system. And that's also where you're going to see those opportunities to stop those discharges, or at least reduce those discharges greatly.
The public is fed lies on how to solve our water quality crisis, and a lot of that credit goes to the media for not doing their homework on the issue. They're just going to show you algae in canals and interview a water advocate about it.
His job is to keep his constituents happy. His constituents, particularly in Martin County, have been told for years that it's all about the Everglades Agricultural Area Reservoir. That reservoir is supposed to stop the discharges. That's an inaccurate statement. In fact, if you go back to the original Comprehensive Everglades Restoration Plan and you see what that reservoir was supposed to do, it was always designed as a dry season place to store water and meter out water for water supply purposes so that we could stop using Lake O as a reservoir. It was never really designed to stop discharges to the St. Lucie River or the Caloosahatchee.
Nyla blames this false narrative on one culprit.
If you repeat something often enough, it becomes the truth. And the Everglades Foundation, some of the other organizations surrounding the Everglades Foundation, they have been beating that same drum about buy the land, send it south for the last 20 plus years. So people really do believe it's all there is to it. It's just so simple. If we only bought up all of the Everglades agricultural area, we wouldn't have all these problems. And the fact of the matter is that's just not true. When people tell me that sugar is in the way or the EAA farmers are in the way, I say yes. And so is Wellington, Davie, Sunrise, the Miami airport, and a whole bunch of other development. If you really look at where water used to flow south of the lake, we changed the flow not just for all of those rural dwellers, but also for the urban dwellers.
It's important to note that I did reach out to the congressman's staff for comments on this, but I didn't get a response. So as you can see, the water quality crisis is a more complex issue than some politicians and the media will tell you. But that's why I'm here. I will continue to give you the full story that you won't see anywhere else. For Uncovering Southwest Florida, I'm Brendan Leslie. See you next time.